Hi, and welcome back to another video on the targeted individual experience. In this video, this is a series of videos that happened this morning as I went to take my kids to school and to get back home and to take their mother to work. So, you will see in these videos not as much targeting. If you're a TI, you'll be able to recognize it. Okay, for those who's not a TI who's just looking, I will try to point out the things that I see that the perps on the street or people do on the street that's basically targeted towards me. And remember, I'm talking about hand signals, touching of the nose, hands behind the head like this, trying to give me or giving me the middle finger, but do it in very subtle ways as I drive by. If I spot them, I'll point it out so you see exactly what I'm talking about. So this happened this morning. I'm taking my kids to school, and now I might fast forward just to get to certain points, so you have to excuse me. Now I'm gonna pause here. Uh, the previous video I did that as I was driving down this street, Bedford Avenue, and that's Church Avenue here. So notice how the crossing guard is no longer there, right? Yesterday they specifically used her in my targeting. Being that it was recorded, now it is in my opinion, I could be wrong, that they didn't put her there because they knew that they got caught, that she got caught harassing me in the sort of man, the psychological manner that she did. And I'm hoping that whoever looked at this agreed with me, and probably, or maybe she saw the video herself and decided not to come to work this morning. But anyway, who knows? But it's just strange that when I put that video up the next day taking my kids to school, she is no longer there. Because remember, she walked to the corner and just stared directly at me, and she turned around a couple of times to stare at me. You see, not too many people on the street. That just goes because they know I'm taping now. I'm videotaping now, and that goes to show you the amount of people that they put on the street to target you as a TI. Okay, so when the streets are very crowded, half of those people are only there because they're part of your torture program that they're doing to you. They're part of your psychological harassment program. Now, as we pull into the parking lot to the school, there are two kids standing there. Okay, now these, like I said, they love to use children to target, to participate also in the psychological campaign and harassment against TIs, and as TIs we all know that. But I want you to particularly look at this girl. Now, as I drive by her, you'll see her take her phone out. Okay. Now, like I said, they've been told when I'm videotaping, at least they know now. So now they're going to try to do it in a way which they think that the camera won't pick up on it. So they'll wait till you know drive by, and then they'll start targeting me. But I'll be able to see it, but they feel like the camera won't be able to see it. So just watch. At this point, you're gonna see her take her phone out. There you go. She lift up her phone to look at it. Okay, let's go back. Look, and she's looking at me too. Let's go back again. See if I can pause it. Right there. There she is, looking at me. Shows me her phone. All right, she lifts her phone so I can see it. So prior to that, her hands were down. Hands down. Hands by her side. Look. As I drive by, she's looking. It shows me her phone in her hand. Now, look at the Lexus. The Lexus coming towards. Everything is symbolism. Okay, so the emblem on the Lexus, the L, okay, it's a trigger to associate a thought, right? So, and the thought is negative. Okay, so when I see that, I immediately say in my mind certain things that begin with L, and it's usually in a positive manner, right, or a positive phrase. Okay, I might say, "Love it this morning." So when I see stuff like that, I know exactly how to push that negative thought or negative feeling aside and reinforce my mind with something that's positive. And that's something that I have to do constantly. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. It depends on how they do it, and if I'm tired or not. It may not, I may have those negative thoughts. So that's the end of this video. Let's get to the next video.
Alright, so just finished dropping my daughter off to school. I get upstairs to her classroom, and the door.
Okay, let me pause at this point. So as I was saying, I took my daughter to her up in the school, got to her classroom, and the door was closed. Got to the waiting room. The waiting room is actually right next to the classroom. That door was closed too. So my son and I and my daughter waited outside for about 3 to 4 minutes, and I asked the teacher across the hall, which is right across the hall, why is it locked? She was like, "Teacher's not here yet," and she didn't tell me anything. Besides, the teacher's not here. Other teachers passing by, they see us standing there. They said nothing. Okay, I didn't see any parent. Okay, usually when I go in the morning, actually every morning since I've gone there during the week to drop off my daughter, there's always parents bringing their kids, and the teachers are one. There's two teachers, so there's either one there and the other one just coming in. This morning, no one's there. No teacher, no the second teacher. Doors are closed, and so after waiting there for like 3-4 minutes, I took up my phone and I started doing a recording. And I said, "Look at this, no one is here. How is that?" So the minute I started recording, then the counselor comes out and she goes, "They're in the library." So I'm like, okay, as an educator, if you know the teacher is not there, if you're a counselor, the teacher's not there, you have the kids in the library, put a sign on the door, okay? I'll constantly come back to see, if parents are standing outside the door to let them know what was going on. But the only reason why she come out because they knew I was recording. If I wasn't recording, they would have had me standing there and I would have bring my son to school pretty late. Okay?
Doors are closed. Both doors. There's like a waiting room and then there's a classroom. So her classroom.
All right, let me fast
I'm
forward.
like,
Let me go forward to
why
this.
don't you have a sign on the door saying, you know, because clearly they could have put a note and say, but this is the type of mentality that the
I'm
classrooms
just
are,
talking, so
you know.
I'm gonna put the full
Who's
HD
gonna
video up,
and I have my
the
I have my
1080p
son
video
that I
up.
take to school. About
I'm just trying to fast forward to some of the, I guess, important part. Okay. Let me see something here. Okay, look at this woman here. So she stands there. This is again, this is another tactic that they use. They'll stand there, and when I drive and I get closer to them, then they'll start to walk again. No. See? Now she's not looking for anything in her bag to say, okay, she's stopping there to look at, she's looking for something in her bag, or she lost something, anything like that. She's just basically standing there, and this is just to get my attention to them. Okay, so there she goes. She stops right there. Okay, look, she's not looking for anything. Look, look, nothing. And as I approach, she walks off.
let's see the shenanigans play out this morning.
And I didn't catch that. Just looking at the video, I saw that. Oh, yeah. Hey. All right. Let's see. Let's see. So here's something that. Let me just let this play out, and then I'll explain it here. Okay. All right. I just thought I saw something, but it was, nothing. Here you go again. Another guy. Another guy. So now this I remember. This guy, he again the whole stop, and then as I approach, then you walk off. So here's the construction worker with the hand doing the hand thing. This dude stops again as I approach. Now I think you will cross, right? Nope. Walk right past on the driver's side. Obviously, he didn't stop there because he wanted to pass. This again, that's an action that they do. Okay. Okay, so no fire truck, but they will use because they usually at this time they try to use fire truck, but this morning they use let me see. This is it. Is it? Okay, maybe it was yesterday. Um, Nope, there you go. Okay, it's actually this morning. FDNY, right? FDNY. When they can't use the fire truck, they'll use either the SUV or those type of cars, uh, you know, as a form of targeting because it's new linguistics. So when they start using fire trucks a lot, then they stop. Right? You have already been conditioned. So now, if you see one of the cars with the FDNY logo on it, or the SUV with the FDNY logo on it, you're constantly reminded of the noise campaign. Okay, so I'll end it there. Let's get to the next video.
Okay, I'm gonna be recording because I didn't record this yesterday. But there's a reason.
Right. So yesterday I didn't record when I took my kid's mother to her job because I had a plan. I was saying to myself, you know, they're gonna think, well, when she's in the car, he's not gonna be recorded, but I am because I wanted to see what they would do. Okay.
Good morning.
The kids are waiting in the library. You know, so stuff like that is what you know.
I was explaining to her what happened when I dropped my daughter off to school. That there was nobody there. Both rooms were closed.
Make excuses and say, oh, this and that and that. But they saw me and people in less standing there. We stood there for a good 3 to 4 minutes before they even said anything. The reason why they said something is because I started before. Then they came out and said, oh, yeah. And I even asked the teacher across the hall in the other class, like where are the kids, where the teacher? She was like, I don't know. You know, educators, stuff like that happen, you know, just say, hey, if any parents come, build a rock, tell them.
Listen, academics and people in the academic industry are recruited, okay, heavily recruited into participating in these psychological programs.
The children are the library. You know, I'll put a sign up. Right?
See it? Another car again. Remember when I said cars constantly making U-turn in front of me? Let's go up a little bit. All right, that's too much. There, so another car making a U-turn. Okay. Now the car in front of me. You look at the license plate. Let's see if you get the license plate. There you go. 6832. There go that number again. 3297. All right. And you know, they use her to try to diffuse the shit that they do, right? So she tried to make excuses as to, you know, trying to say, well, it could be this way, it could be that way, but they know exactly what they're doing, and you know, they'll use her. And that's the thing, is that when you're a TI and you get involved in a situation with somebody else, whether your girlfriend or your wife or have you, they will use that individual, right? They will use that individual to target you, to diffuse the situation, to try to make excuses for their behavior and try to put it on you, right? And say, oh, you're just interpreting it wrong and this and that. You're not you're interpreting it the way how they intended you to interpret it, because of the brainwashing and the psychological conditioning and manipulation. Okay, that's now. This van in front of me, okay? Pay close attention. Now she doesn't even know that this is being recorded. All right. I mean, maybe she does, but you know, maybe she didn't see it. But anyway, so where is it? Did I miss it? Let's see. Okay, I think I might have missed it. Let's go back here. All right, so this is where we're going. It's actually this van. Okay, now as I'm turning, car right here, license plate, 32 in the license plate. There we go, 7232. Right? So it wasn't this van; it was the other van. All right, and so this car is deliberately parked there, and this guy, he's going to obviously he's making a left, but because he takes up some of the other lane, I had to basically go around him just like this van do. But it was deliberate and intentional because when I swung to the left to go around, the car right there, number 32 license plate, they use that number. That number is a trigger. It has an association to something. Okay, can't quite put my finger on it yet. Okay, maybe the conditioning that they did to me, the anchor didn't take hold in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, they keep using that number because I see it repeatedly all the time. You know, sometimes way too many times. Okay. All right.
Little wheel. It had the big, huge fender from the big fire. It had
Now let me pause here. Now she had went away Sunday with her girlfriends to visit another girlfriend that live in Connecticut, and she came back, didn't share any stories with me at all. You know, usually she tells me how it goes and stuff like that. So we are 2 days into the week, and now is when she decided that she's going to start talking about her trip. And so right there, you know, a light went off in my mind, and I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm gonna let her just speak, and I'm gonna listen because I knew and I know that they're going to be some type of hidden message or some type of you know. And we talked about this a lot on this website, psychologicalharassment.com, and I read some things how they use trigger words in conversations. Okay, so I wanted to have this recorded without me interrupting. So if you're a TIA watching this, if you can pinpoint or point out some of the trigger words, let me know in the comment section below, and you know, I'll see if I agree with you or not.
old unicycles, like the big wheel, with the little wheel. It had the big, huge fan blower full of big fire. It had, so it's really cool, and it's gonna have a Halloween party, and it's creepy. Like it's funny. This is going on forever because Michelle and Raquel walked in first. by the time we got into the restaurant from Archie, we can't find Michelle and Raquel. We're like looking all over. We're asking these people, like, did you see two ladies come in? And they're like, no, didn't know. So they just like, how did these two women come in this restaurant and no one saw them? Apparently, we didn't see. They went into a different door. They took them and they took us to the back of the house. When we went into the restaurant, took us to like a little front of the house restaurant party. And it was like, oh, so they weren't lying to us. We were like, these people are lying. Why will they tell us where our friends are? Like, we're looking because so we didn't know that there's a side and a back. We just went through this and there's like a bar area and seating and there's a back dining place. So we're thinking this is it. There's dining rooms, there's halls, and we were at the back in like the old break room. Oh. And then Raquel was like, yeah, Michelle didn't want to wait for y'all. And then as we started walking, we realized we should have waited. We were like, yeah, what did they do with our friends? Where did they hide our friends? It was funny. Maggie just carried us. Oh yeah. Maggie just posted a picture on Facebook. I got my phone. I've been dropping it a lot more lately.
Now, as I'm dropping her off, and she takes her bags from the floor of the car, you know, she does it in a way where she's doing these hand signals, and so I kind of, you know, subtly stuck my middle finger out, and she noticed it because she immediately, as she was taking her bag out and doing the hand signals, I was doing hand signals back to her, and she noticed it, and she was like, "What are you doing that?" And I said, "Well, you know, you're doing hand signals to me, so, you know."
Asked a couple of times. So I got to put my phone on. I've been dropping it a lot more lately.
As she mentioned, her phone. I turned up the volume, so I hope you can hear it.
Okay. So, just dropped her off. And here's what I observed. So, less targeting in terms of perps walking on the sidewalk. But because she's in the car with me and I have no camera to record us in the car.
Now, let me stop here. So you see this guy? Hold up. You see this guy walking across the street? Now watch. He's gonna do the yawn. All right.
Camera to record us.
See that?
Car. Okay.
Let's go back. Go forward.
To
Yawning. Look, he's.
These
are things that I talked about, right? So they're still targeting me, but is not as much as yesterday.
I'm not doing nothing. She was doing hand signals.
So I was trying to explain how, because they know I'm recording, so they kind of like, you know, on the exterior, do a little subtle targeting to me with the perps on the street, but they use her to target me because she's sitting right next to me. Obviously, I don't have a camera on her,
every single day.
So,
They'll use her.
you know, that's what they do.
They'll microwave us and use my kids, you know, to do a lot of these hand signals and stuff like that. And you know, that's how they change up things, right? So you're in a constant state of this psychological torture, psychological harassment. Like I said, because these are the conversation, what is called, you know, this shit.
Okay, let me pause right here. Here's the, look at this lady again. Stands there, okay, covering her mouth as I drive by. I slow down. When I turn the camera towards her, she walks off.
Throw certain things in there. Look at this woman.
Look, see?
Okay.
You know, I'm telling you, these people are sick, and they want to call us crazy, but they do shit like this. Okay, this is what they do, and it takes a sick mind and a sick person to participate in these things.
There like,
okay,
you know, like a zombie. Like, again, it's
let's do that again.
The conversation that
no.
we had, she was having something because I was very, very quiet.
Okay,
but I wanted to be quiet because I wanted to record what she was saying, because these are the conversation, what is called.
Okay, this lady, she's walking. She's gonna stop.
You know,
there she goes. She stops.
Certain things.
She has her hand. I think she actually was grabbing her hair and putting it on her mouth, right? And you see when she saw that I turned the camera, she walks off. All right. So let's go one more time.
Because these are the conversation, what is called.
So then she walks. She stands there. Has her hand. She grabs her hair, puts it to her mouth. Then she sees me turn the camera. She walks off.
I pointed the phone.
So, again, you know, these people are really sick.
To her. But again.
All right, let's.
And that's.
I'm speeding this up because I don't want to make this video too long. But there's certain things I might miss. But I'll upload the full videos. They'll be piece by piece in 4 parts.
And how these people operate. And once they say national security or public safety, it means that you don't have a right to know anymore. That's what it means. Okay? That's what it means. It means you don't have a right to know anymore. Right? As a member of the public member society, as a tax-paying member, that's it. You know, that will shut down any sort of investigation, any sort of inquiry into these types of programs. And so, you know, people, again, have been conditioned to just accept anything and to not speak out when they know that, you know, a person's right is being violated. They know that a person, you know, who have been killed for basically not doing anything, right? They may, well, not doing anything, but the excuse is that what they were doing is somehow illegal, or they may have, you know, when the police officers say, hey, license and registration, and you go to get your wallet, you know, they shoot you, okay? And then it's like, well, why did you reach in your back pocket? Well, hello, you told me to show you my license and registration, so it's there, it's in my back pocket. So you know, and then people accept that, right? And these people are not punished and nothing like that. And again, you know, this is
speaking about police officers and their
is
mentality, and then, you know, people make excuses for them.
Because people are not outraged. You know, like I said, you know, and what the government will do when they want to, they have learned, and that, you know, to experiment on someone, the best way to do it is to possibly set them up, You know, because they move a lot of these experiments out of the prison, out of the mental institution, and into the public hemisphere, right? So how do you do this to someone and feel like you can get away with it? Villainize that, you set them up, maybe make them commit a crime or something, so you can claim that that these people need to be watched, that they're security risk, all this other stuff. Because again, it's the way to what's the word I'm looking for? It's the way to suppress any sort of feeling of empathy, any sort of feeling that in a person to say, well, this is wrong and you shouldn't be doing this. So you villainize them, because nobody likes a villain, right? Everyone wants to see the bad guy fail. Everyone wants to see the villain fail, and so they use this. They use that and create those labels on TIs. So that's the type of tricks and tactics that they use. And right now, what they're showing me is they feel very confident that what it is that they have done and they are doing, that people will just accept it and not pay any mind to what's being done, even though it is illegal. And they may, it may be, put like this, maybe it's legal, right? But just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right. Okay? There have been laws that have been legal that is not right. That is morally unjust. So, if people think that just because something is legal that is right, then they got nothing coming. Because remember, it was illegal for black people to drink out of the same water fountain as white people. It was illegal for black people to go in the pool as white people.
Yeah. All right. Let me fast forward here. Let's go. All right. Let's continue on to the next video. Now, watch. She's gonna fold her arms. That's another thing that they do. It's some sort of signal. And I'm back on the block.
Get the average pro.
Okay. So that'll be the end of this video. I will post the 1080p videos individually, so you can look at it. That's my alarm going off. So you can look at it and you can discern it yourself.